And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Songs of Six. Let's get the game unpaused. Oh, actually, pause the game again. Just remember what we're going to do. So we're going to say no to this trade deal. Decline the trade deal. And, we're going to declare war on them. Our army's trained up to higher level veterancy. It's going to be roughly numerically equivalent. Oh, their garrison does not join them in battle. We lose in the auto-resolve. The auto-resolve always apparently doesn't like the player. So we're going to fight the battle. And this will probably be a bit of a one-sided fight, because we outnumber them 2-1. So that's our cavalry, and then our 4 battalions of infantry are going to form a line, like so. We'll deploy them on the right. And then we start and let the enemy come to us. Well, they have a siege weapon. Is that a siege weapon in range? Maybe. Doesn't look like they're coming to us. Guess we'll have to go to them. Okay, so it's definitely in range now. Okay, we left their catapult unprotected. Cavalry has run the catapult down. Okay, disrupt the catapult. Let's run down their horse archers with the cavalry. Yeah, numbers is shrinking. I don't actually see any yellows. It's hard to tell if that's enemies. Oh, that's them running at that point. Yeah, that group bounced. That group bounced. There we go. We lost 20, we defeated 238. So that was most of the enemy field army destroyed there. The garrison did not come out to play. We'll be releasing them. We are benevolent attackers, after all. And apparently we can release each of them from here. I guess we will siege. Nope. Okay, at that point they sally out. So we'll take command again. The city doesn't have a catapult, does not have cavalry, it's just a bunch of infantry. So it should be even easier than the last attempt, the last one. Once again, infantry form close quarters line. Cavalry we're going to deploy on the right in close quarters, because we're planning for melee. We start, let the time move. Are they coming to us or are we going to them? They're coming to us. We outnumber them by about 150, and we have both better training, metal armor versus their leather armor, and have a battalion of mounted guys. So I think we will be doing decently well in this fight. Comes the enemy. Okay, their numbers are beginning to shrink. No mass route yet. There's the mass route. There we go. Also another 23 for 388 of the enemy being driven from the field of the battle. Okay, we release the enemy. Gain more chivalry. And occupy the region. Let's march our guys properly into the region. Obviously we're going to take one zone level. The region has a high enough target that we can go right up to level 2 with no growth buildings. And it probably wouldn't be that hard to go up again. Yeah, it wouldn't be that hard to go up again. But we don't have that one unlocked, so let's be happy with the up 2 levels for the moment. What resources does this region make? Make Scythian ore. Although it's 4 per level, I think we're better in our own capital. Do I want more grain? So I can make more booze. Could also get stone. Not a good prospect location for stone, but more stone will let us do more masonry. Allow us to improve the services in the city a little bit more. Yeah, for the moment, we'll just have accept here. We'll be accepted, we'll drop the tax rate. Go focus in on our city for the moment. Okay, so at the end of the last one I said, and last one I mean on YouTube, I said if that fight did not go well, we were going to roll back and obviously interact with the trade deal that we were being offered. That went well, so that's what we're going to roll with. We're going to keep what we've got. So yeah, we're going to probably be thinking about getting another masonry. Really means I need more housing. Although I can... Yeah, I can just build the masonry. There we go. I was about to go, oh, but then I can upgrade the houses. And the only thing that's really stopping us from doing that is more masonry. So it's not a significant issue. Okay, we've unlocked another title. Control 7 regions to gain this ancient and prestigious title, the Lord of the Seven Kingdoms. So we could have more government points in future runs. Oh, I supposedly am net negative 150. Let's go ahead and, I think we've got enough stone stockpiled, but we are burning it down because we're mining it from the place. We'll go ahead and take one of those. That should basically put us neutral for the moment. I will take the stand. Vegetation's declining. And yeah, the region has stabilized over 300, so everything is fine there. Yeah, so if I were to continue the rampage, these guys would be the next target. Although we'll wait for, obviously, the devastation to come down and the region to become loyal via our occupation. Contemplate that invasion. And I suppose at that point we'll start contemplating actually maybe trying to improve city level. This next one up is we gotta get 300 more, or get up 600 people. It gives us 12 workforce. Obviously, we'd have to counterbalance that against whatever we spent to get there. So we'd want that to be positive. I still have a bunch of knowledge that we can spend. I was thinking of spending it on the Grand Temple, and that may still be what we end up doing it on, spending it on. Grand Temple's a bit expensive, but it's also real powerful. Especially if you can pay the sacrifice cost. So you can get your temple bonus. And we're going with Dondorianism, so we're gonna be going for that 0.05 bonus to mostly industries. Yeah, bonus to all those industries. Plus 1.5 fulfillment, and one really good temple. We'll just give that to the majority of the city for a real long time. Although I'm realizing I'm thinking about going for temples, right? What's the minimum population I need for the temple? I remember there's a minimum population. Although, was it for picking up the tech? It's for picking up the tech. Okay, the minimum population is you need 2,000. Where... yeah, we're over 2,000. So, we would be worth building the temple. And it probably wants to be in here. Yeah, the poor poor lizards have a long way to walk to the temple, but that's fine. Although the counterpoint, which is why I'm holding off, is I definitely need more cut stone. And I'm pretty sure the Arthurian one is cut stone. Basically a temple made of it. I kind of need it for improving the shrines. Jewelry for the last level of the shrine. So that's going to be... we're going to hold off on that for quite a while. Oh, never mind. I think someone we could have been trading with had a higher sell price than the buy price for a while. As I looked there, it was like the sell price was 700 and the buy price was still 500. Although that might have been a trick of the UI. Maybe getting close to the point where I need to make more fish. Do we have enough amphibians actually to support the fishing industry? No, the fishing industry is actually 200, so I can let another 20 more amphibians in easily. Okay. Hello, hey neighbor, I have someone here on my border claiming to know you. Malia the Ripper. Okay, so we're gonna pause. We're gonna go check to see how scary Malia the Ripper is. 55 soldiers. Archers. The archer's swordsmen are the problem here. There's not many of them. But it would be a situation where we'd be forced to attack them because they just shoot us up with arrows. And our garrison hasn't regenerated. Might have been willing to take it if we had 200. With 87, I don't think it's a good idea. We'll pay up. In particular, the pain here is the ore. You know, actually, I'll request assistance. We'll see how that goes. The answer is probably not well. Okay, attacks on the raiders on the rise. Several of your peers were accosted recently. It looks like something beyond the corners of 6 is spurring them on. Usual rumors make the rounds. They are fleeing something. That one of the old empires shook off his lethargy, and so on. Well, the veracity of the rumors are very doubtful. The raiders are very real, and prices for high-end military equipment is high. Okay, good thing we do not buy military equipment. Due to my failure to pay off the raider, this faction is upset with me. On the other hand, the faction dealt with the raider for me. Okay. That counted as extortion. Sorry. Oh, I was gonna build a hospital here. I'm gonna run to build a hospital here. Health, hospital. That's what this hole in the wall is for. World War! The faction has in secret conspired against you and convinced other factions to join in a war against you. Now we must defend our freedom and a way of life to arms. The following factions have joined their cause. Okay. Okay. We'll go with that size of the hospital. Out on the world map, so because I asked for help, they have conspired with these guys to invade us. Okay. Well, then I must cut them apart viciously, lest we be defeated. I suspect we may actually be defeated here. Okay, quickly. battle. I need to destroy armies before the armies become significant problems. Because individually, I think our armies can defeat the fielded armies. Yeah, okay. That one's currently moving towards our capital, so we need to defeat this field army, and then I need to get over to fight that one. The enemy forces trembled before our might and ran before any engagement. We managed to hunt some down. Okay. Mighty forces are about to engage an enemy host. What are your orders? Could all resolve without lose. We will take command of the battle personally. That's the cavalry one. There are the guys I want to flank. Rest, I want to form one block line. Okay, we do outnumber them, although not for very many, and we don't really necessarily want to take very many casualties, because we know there will be fights elsewhere in due time. Okay, broke a batch. We got them flanked up here, we got them sort of flanked there. We're trying to flank another one here with the cavalry. See how well that goes. May have actually broken. At least the one we were actively trying to flank, I think, broke. Wasn't very big to start with. There we go. Enemy army evaporating. We lost 17 to defeat 397. Yeah, that was the garrison. Trying to chase their field army a little bit. Okay, I gained the Merciful for being a saint after battle. No. Okay, their army hasn't formed back up again. And they've got a garrison in place. So, I really need to get into position to respond to that army. Okay. These guys, at least for the moment, should be unable to wage offensive war. Their army is destroyed, their garrison is crippled. You are beaten. Save us the humiliation of utter... Save us the humiliation of your utter defeat and agree to those generous terms, so we may once again live in peace. The only problem is, I don't think I'm actually beaten. So, we're declining. In fact, I was about to offer similar terms to the person we just fought in battle. Do you want peace? No, they've been beaten, but they still want to fight. Right? They want us to. They want us to give up a territory. So yeah, no. This is a bit of a fair fight, so hopefully it goes well. Wine and children speak the truth. Again, line infantry. Form tight ranks. Spear. Ooh, that guy's got bow and arrow and melee weapons. Bow and arrow weapons. Yeah, I think it's probably gonna be the archer guys that absolutely wreck us. Something goes out of control. Trying to get these guys in the middle of the pocket here to surrender. That might not be viable. Siege weapon, I think, landed. Oh, we've lost a unit. We have yet to kill one of the enemy. We had one of our bigger units break. Well, it was one of the bigger units on the other side that broke as well. there goes the cavalry breaking. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have enough to finish it, at least on this attempt. Maybe attempt again. I think the answer is I have to force a fight with all the archers. Can't just let them sit back like that. Yeah, we broke one, which is not going to be enough. Charge the siege weapon. And we'll have you start charging into the rears of enemy units. Okay. Chase the gunners off the siege weapon. That's a dedicated melee. That's a dedicated melee. These guys are the archers. That's the big batch of archers that we've got to get rid of. That's a small batch. We can break the small batch. We can bring the other two and bear on the bigger batch. Okay, they're hoping to get the big batch to surrender. Or break and run, really. So then we can bring the guys in to flank the dedicated melees. I think we have a slight numerical advantage right now. Definitely forcing a fight onto the archers was the right call. The second attempt here. The archers broke. Now let's prepare to flank the remaining melees. If we can get them to break, we win the battle. Although we can see that our guys are bloodied. We lost about 2/3 of the cav. Fight is not yet done. No, cav broke. Could not handle the strain. There we go. Enemy broke. Lost 131 to defeat 520. Both enemy field armies at this point are now destroyed. It presumably will take them, hopefully, some time to replace them. Capital is now open for immigration and trade. Good to know. Okay. So, the bigger and the more scary one has agreed to peace terms. And through the art of diplomacy, has agreed to reopen trade. Basically, I gave them the money they gave us back. And the battered and bruised army goes and lays siege. Submit to our demands, or there'll be dire consequences. Yeah, there'll be dire consequences for you! We go to lay siege to your capital, and you no longer have a field army to stop us. I thought... I don't remember declaring peace on you. Oh, I guess I somehow negotiated peace with the whole faction. That's what happened there. did not realize I was negotiating peace for the entire faction. Fair enough. We'll just continue by just trespassing. Do you have a noble in the masonry? No. I feel like I should have a noble in the masonry. We're gonna get a noble in the masonry. You're being promoted. You're now noble. And your nobly duties, be in charge of masonry. You know what I need for a bunch of my high-value construction projects? Cut stone. Oh yeah, now I really need more stone. So yeah, I know what this city is going to be making. You're going to be making more stone. We go from 151 to 180 additional. $800-day shortage. Okay. Although, well, we're basically doing the functional equivalent of cutting into mountains to find more stone, so... There's plenty of stone on this map. No. Wrong placement. One to the left of that. That's the placement. Yeah, in theory, if we can supply the equipment, the armory will be returned within a couple days. And yeah, I have enough to pick up the Grand Temple. If we wanted to build the Grand Temple, I assume that costs a bunch of cut stone. Praetor is not as much. Athuri, on the other hand... Oh, and that costs jewelry. Okay. Well, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to figure out how much... Well, I'm going to see if the jewelry is negotiable. If the jewelry isn't negotiable, we're holding off on the temple, because jewelry is expensive. I don't have the industry to build that. And so technically we could be making jewelry. We have a gem deposit down here. I think we have multiple gem deposits. Yeah, we have multiple gem deposits. If I wanted to do jewelry, we could definitely do jewelry. But I think I want to double down on things that don't cost jewelry. So... what I'm going to do here is we're going to do another save. However, this is actually going to be the end of the stream. So what I'm going to do here is this is new guild stream 3 end of this stream. But what we're going to do is we're basically going to sort of... We've saved. So we're going to reload from that save. I want to see what the temple actually costs. So we're going to pick it up. That way we don't have... Technically, we can always abandon it later, and we get the knowledge back slowly. And let's not play that game. We're going to save here, or we just saved here. So if we decide we don't want that, just next time we load with it without it. So we're thinking something like a temple. The altar, probably put the biggest altar in. Okay, so the altar, which is the bit that does the work. Cost jewels, cost gem or jewelry. Decorations, cost jewelry. The torches, cost jewelry. And the relief, cost jewelry. Okay. So, yeah, no. Next time we'll load up from that save we just made. Instead of doing Grand Temple, we'll take something a little bit more useful. Could go tourism. I'll make the decision by next time. We're going to do something that's going to provide us with better services. Alright, so I can go for speakers, hearths, fancy lighting, fancy benches. Improve the toilets. Make the markets better. Grooming. Grooming would provide us a bunch of fiber. It would actually lower the fiber needs. Although we don't necessarily need to lower the fiber needs. It would guarantee that we basically never need fiber again. I suspect, if we're properly supplying grooming. Or we'd turn the clothing up. We'd build more clothing and clothe our people more. And up to the stages, we can go Grand Pit. The only thing we won't be doing is we won't be doing Grand Temple because we don't have jewelry, and I'm not going out of the way to make jewelry. But yeah, so this is where we're going to head and bring this stream to a close. We had a close run war there, but we have come out... Well, our army is quite worse for wear, but the rest of the country is pretty undinged. We responded to the declaration of war by our enemies by engaging in aggressive counteraction and defeat in detail to defeat two armies that, had they been able to bring themselves together into one stack, would have been undefeatable. But we brought them down. It was a close run thing against the second one, but it was doable. If you're watching this on YouTube, if everything goes according to plan, there'll be a part up tomorrow. But the schedule as it is in flux, so plans may be changing. So if you're watching on YouTube and you want to see the next part, it's probably a good idea to subscribe. If for no other reason, then it makes it really easy to go check the playlist. This is being uploaded to a playlist on YouTube. I'm streaming this live to Twitch under the username willcall, and then uploading this to YouTube under the username willcall100. If you're watching this on Twitch, the original plan for tomorrow and roughly the next week was I was going to be going and helping someone move. I was going to be going with someone else, riding with someone else, and they're in the middle of doing maintenance on their vehicle. And it's been taking them longer to do than they were planning on. So their vehicle isn't repaired yet. Until it's repaired, I'm going to be here station keeping, trying to keep the sort of the buffer going. The buffer won't be expanding, so it'll be... today was the end of the long streams. We did 8 days of 7-part streams instead of 4-part streams. So, effectively, until the vehicle's fixed and passes whatever safety they want it to do, we're going to be going back to the 4-game, 4-day, 4-part cycle. So tomorrow is going to be tomorrow is going to be Planet Crafter. Tomorrow is Sunday. Sunday is going to be Planet Crafter. Monday is going to be Terra Invicta. Tuesday is going to be Darkest Dungeon. Wednesday is going to be Songs of Six. Assuming the car isn't fixed, the truck isn't fixed, and we're going to go help someone. We know it's not going to be tomorrow, because the car wasn't fixed today, and they're going to actually have to take time to get ready, because we're going to basically take a road trip halfway across the country to help with the moving. So they need a little bit of time, even if the car's fixed and the car ain't fixed yet. The truck ain't fixed yet. So tomorrow definitely will be Planet Crafter. Everything is kind of in flux. We're going to be doing 4-part, 4-game cycle. Darkest Dungeon, based on what we did last night, has a decent possibility of being done in the next play session. We've got 3 delves into the Darkest Dungeon. That assumes the delves work. The Darkest Dungeon is scary and lethal, and we haven't died yet in it, but that was only part 1. We got 3 more parts. And if we die too many times, we'll have to train up the newbies, which may make the run a little bit longer. But there is the potential, if everything goes according to plan, the Darkest Dungeon ends... Tuesday? Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday. So it's Planet Crafter tomorrow, Terra Invicta the day after that, Darkest Dungeon the day after that. Darkest Dungeon may end. Because of all the flux in the schedule, if Darkest Dungeon ends, I'm just not going to replace it. We're gonna drop to a three-game cycle. It may not end. And then Wednesday is going to be the return to Songs of Six. We're going to continue Songs of Six. And we're going to see if we can keep the city growing. Obviously, I've just decided we're not doing Grand Temple. Right, that's what I wanted to test by saving there, was would it make sense to do Grand Temple? And if it requires jewelry, we're not really as rich as I'd like right now. A lot of the expansion we've been doing has been reducing the revenue we get off of tools. And we've been... Well, we have to feed the army, right? Feed the army, buy the herbs. As a side effect, we're not making as much money as we'd like. Although we're not really losing money. We are gaining money. So I don't want to be spending money to import jewelry to build a temple. Right, so we're going to be doing other services. Easily enough. So we saved before we took Grand Temple, so we'll have that 150 points to spend on something else. And that's the plan. I might go grooming. It's either going to be like grooming or... Could upgrade the fight pits. Could try to go for Are You Not Entertained again, which is Architecture 5-5, Fancy Fight Pits, High Entertainment, I think, gives you, if you can get that long enough, we'll kick that in. And obviously as we do those, we get more fulfillment. As we have more fulfillment, we can build the city bigger to get more stuff in. I think we're making pretty decent inroads. Oh, I should probably make a little more metal. Or do something to improve the efficiency of the refining of the metal. But yeah, everything's looking a little bit good. Maybe a little bit negative on stone, given the circumstances, but that's fixable. Anyway, we've captured a bunch of spears. So the war went well. Given it being hit or miss for there, a couple bits in the middle there, the war went well. But yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, you can expect there to be a part of something up tomorrow. Yeah, you should expect there to be something up tomorrow. There'll be at least Planet Crafter up tomorrow. There probably will be another part of this up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, we're doing Planet Crafter tomorrow. And yeah, so with that, if you got any comments and you're watching on Twitch, now is your last opportunity to get them responded to. Especially if you have any questions like, is a canal one wide enough to do irrigation pastures, which super cool and asked earlier. Now's a good time to leave those sort of questions. I'm going to refresh the chat as soon as we're done with the outro for YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, again, feel free to ask those questions, even in-depth questions. If I don't understand the answer to that question, and it's a pertinent question, I'm going to figure out what the answer to that question is, and then I'll share it with you, because I want to know. So yeah, with that, I'm going to wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part and or stream or YouTube video or whatever. And bye for now.